I made two videos talking about Ben Affleck, the former Batman, talking about his bad experience with the DCEU. One crucial piece that I left out of that intentionally has now circled back around to me hiding the facts and not wanting to talk about what he said. So let's get to it. This is going to be a rant, but let's get to Ben Affleck wanting to off himself. While talking about all the recent stuff that Ben Affleck had to say about his time in the DCEU, and I will link both of those somewhat longer videos up above so you guys can check them out. There's one thing I didn't want to talk about, but it was there, and I omitted it both times. But people were trying to say I was trying to cover up for WB and DC and Zack Snyder or whatever, and my God, can you guys just get a straight version of what I am? Am I a Marvel shill? Am I a DC shill? Am I a Zack Snyder shill? Am I a Kevin Feige shill? What shill am I? Because it changes according to whatever you guys deem worthy for me to talk about that maybe I have and I haven't published it yet, or that I skip intentionally, such as this, because it's a dark matter. And it truly is something that I didn't want to talk about because it's depressing. I'll be real with you. But here's what happens. Ben Affleck reveals that during his time, during the reshoots of Justice League, especially working on the Snyder Cut, where he was called back after, again, not wanting to do this anymore, that he was already heavily into drinking. And he said that when he was doing all these rounds of reshoots for Justice League, all those times, and then the Snyder Cut and the Joss Whedon version, but more so what they were trying to do with the Snyder Cut, as he explains, for HBO Max, he said if he wasn't drinking around the clock and on the set, it was either that or it was over for him. He had to drink to be able to sustain himself from doing something stupid. You can see what I'm trying to dance around, right? You guys can understand. You can see why I don't want to talk about this. Like, why would I want to talk about this? That's depressing as hell. I wanted to focus in those two videos on the mismanagement of the studios, on what they were doing and what went wrong. Where does this belong in that conversation? It doesn't. It's depressing. It's sad. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about Ben Affleck, who's a great actor and by all accounts a wonderful human being, who was going through a tough divorce and then had a falling out with another woman. And then constantly throughout this, he's trying to beat drinking, right? And admitting himself in, but also they're calling him to pull himself out and he's got to go work on these films and his marriage is falling apart and he's not seeing his kid. I don't like it. I don't like to talk about that. Like, what does that have to do at its core with the production of this film? What did me making this video now do to answer a stupid call that you had, or call out that you had in the comments to those last two videos? What did me talking about this accomplish now? Like, you're seriously upset that I didn't want to talk about a guy at his lowest point in his life. I got news for you and I got a suggestion. If that's what you're here for, leave, unsub. There is a million chud channels out there that glorify this behavior and cheer on people falling and being abused and ripped apart. If you want somebody to find the latest person that said something or misquote something or bag on Rachel Zegler or Brie Larson or whatever, there is 100 channels, I promise you can find on that. That is not going to be me. Ever. Especially with something like this. Absolutely awful. So please, do yourself a favor. Just go away if that's what you want. But if you really wanted me to talk about this, that's my take on it. I feel sorry that this is what he went through. I feel sorry that this is what the franchise did to him. I feel sorry for Ben Affleck as a human being. Remove Batman, remove your Snyder tinted glasses because he's perfect and he can't do anything. Remove all that. Ben Affleck was a Batman that never got to shine. And during his time as Batman, he tried his best. And despite that, he fell hard. And like any human being, he could have taken the easy road out. But he didn't. Instead, he fought. And he rose. And he fixed himself. And now it looks like he's better than ever. That's what we should be talking about. That's the takeaway you should have from this. And the one thing that got to me is I was looking at some of the most popular replies to this when it was posted on like GQ's page. And you know those pages and those people, right? That sign off on their Facebook pages with like dash Batman or dash Watchtower HQ. You know those scumbags, right? You guys know. Those people were in all the comments with the most likes, rallying fans to bully Ben Affleck and Zack Snyder to make the Batman. It's almost as if they didn't even read this article, or maybe they did. They just have really, really low comprehension skills, which guaranteed because, I mean, look, technically we're all dumb because we didn't understand the complexity of Batman v Superman and Justice League, but they did. You know, they understood it all. They're that complex. Maybe they're too complex for us. Just completely ignoring it, saying he should man up, get back to it, and make the films he promised. So you're such a big fan of Ben Affleck and Zack Snyder that you want both of them to be miserable again? You want potentially to drive one of them into harming himself? Also, you can... What? What is the end result for you? What is the actual end result for you? Outside of just being a terrible human being, you know? What is it? What is the end result? The end result is you get a Batman film. Ooh, great. I got my caper. That's cool. Wow, these are original. At some point, you got to give it up. If you appreciate Ben Affleck, then appreciate the man that he is. And go support his new film. And support him as an actor. But don't just focus on him as one thing and build your entire personality around that. Thank you for checking out that video. And thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching and have a good one.